The year was 1998, and I was being fitted at the Marine Shop. Yeah, go back to my Marine Corps stories. But if you know about the Marine Shop in Quantico, Virginia, this is the higher end officer store. And they actually cut, it's not fully bespoke, but they are custom. And the armholes on those jackets are really high. Now that saying is interesting because imagine putting on a glove that doesn't fit, one that maybe is too small or at least in the fingers only goes halfway down. As you can imagine, with a glove like that, you're going to have what look like webbed fingers, and you're not going to have much freedom of movement of the fingers themselves. The same thing holds true for shirts, for jackets, for trousers that are way too large, are way too loose. Specifically, a jacket whose armholes are way too large. From an outside viewpoint, someone that hasn't tried the jacket on, it looks like it's going to be more comfortable. However, when someone puts on a large oversized jacket like this and they raise their arms up, what do you find? The whole jacket itself is lifted because the arms themselves are constricted by the clothing and therefore don't have much freedom to move. For anyone that's ever owned a well-fitted customer bespoke jacket and then tried wearing something that was off the rack at maybe a department store, you know what I'm talking about. Now, this also applies to trousers. If the crotch is cut too large, there's too much room down there. A lot of you guys say, I know, I need the room. All right, Peter North, I know you're packing down there, but you still want to make sure that you've got a crotch that fits snugly. Therefore, it's going to allow your legs to move around. But seriously, this is why jeans are so comfortable, because in general, they've got a tighter fit around the crotch area. Therefore, they give your legs more freedom of movement. Now, of course, you want balance here. You don't want to wear anything that's overly tight. But I find a lot of guys that are coming from super loose clothing, it's not uncomfortable, it's just unfamiliar when the clothing fits them a little bit closer. So my advice here is to go shopping with somebody you trust who can give you a second opinion. Don't be afraid to take the clothing home, try it on, wear it a couple times, and if it really doesn't work for you, if you've just worn it around the house, then yeah, you can take it back. But the reality is when you wear clothing that fits you, another interesting thing happens. Now, growing up in Midland, Texas, I was surrounded by guys that wore Wrangler jeans. This was also the 1990s, so they loved wearing these starched cotton shirts. I think Garth Brooks at the time made it super popular to go with these bold colors and things like that. And I definitely think the colors and the patterns on those shirts, it's dated. But the fit, the silhouette of most Western clothing over the last 50 years hasn't changed too much. Even though Western idea of loose clothing isn't that loose. Why? Because for most men that are wearing this type of clothing, it also needs to be a bit functional. But let's also talk about how this clothing makes a man look, especially if you take care of your body. Now, I remember this meme before it was a meme. It was actually a bumper sticker that was popular with a lot of the girls in my high school. It was basically this saying that cowboy butts drive me nuts. Now, I personally think it depends on the cowboy, and since I wasn't really wearing Wranglers, I didn't even feel I was in consideration here. But my point is this: a man that wears clothing that fits him well and is in pretty good shape, guess what? You are going to get complimented. You're going to have people that notice you. And here's the deal. You don't have to have the body of Adonis to make this work. You just simply need to be in decent shape to be, get objectified. Whatever. My point is, gents, when you wear clothing that fits your body, if you've got a decent body, you'll be able to show this off. People will look at you as someone that's healthy, someone they want to partner with, perhaps romantically, but sometimes just in business. I mean, I don't know about you, but I usually want to partner with somebody that looks healthy, that looks like they're going to be around. And this isn't something I maybe am purposely thinking about, but subconsciously, it is something that's probably going through my mind. With oversized clothing, first up, I'm thinking this person has no fashion sense. But after that, I'm like, what is this person trying to hide? Why are they wearing clothing that I can't even make out their profile? Now, this next issue is really practical. And I think it applies to any guy out there that wants to build a wardrobe that he's going to be able to use and not be out there wasting money. I mean, seriously, which of you guys out there want to light money on fire? If that's you, my mailing address is down in the description of the video and you can just send it to me. Straight up, gents, I want you to be able to build an affordable, interchangeable wardrobe that you're going to be able to get miles out of and you're going to be able to use 5 years from now, 10 years from now, in a year. It's still, it's just going to work with you because it's built to your body. When you fall into these oversized trends, the trend that's happening right now, and I will admit, it's difficult to avoid, and we're going to see a lot of brands start to make all of their jeans, all their shirts, just a little bit larger, so you're going to have to look for clothing that is fitting you a bit better, maybe even change brands. I know a lot of you guys hate doing this, but the big reason I want you to continue to wear clothing that fits your body, that complements your build, is you're going to save money in the long run. You see, I went through high school and college during the 1990s. Now, at the time, I was about 5'9", 145 to 155 pounds when I graduated college. And with that frame, I thought I looked good in large and extra large clothing. And to be clear, this goes well beyond suits. Those loose fits that were pushed from the late 90s to about 2005, 2008, it seeped into everything from shirts to jeans to casual jackets to button-downs. Let's talk about the excuse, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to dress better. Guys, come on. I give you so many tools here free on this channel, but if you actually want a guide, down in the description of today's video, I'm going to link over to my style system. We've got a special going on. If you want a step-by-step program on how to improve your style, get access to me and my team to be able to give you feedback on your outfits, to be able to just help you and motivate you and hold you accountable to taking action to become the man you know yourself to be when it comes to image and style, guys, I'm going to link to it down in the description. So how is it that closer fitted clothing cut to the form of the body is more comfortable than loose clothing that gives you tons of extra room? Because let's face it, to most people, this sounds counterintuitive. Well, I'll be honest, gents, that was my belief until I got my first custom suit. So now let's start talking about individual pieces that'll make you look amazing. I saved this till later in the video because it's not about the individual piece. You don't want people to remember you as the guy with really nice boots. No, you want to be remembered as the guy that just looked amazing. It was his whole outfit. There was just something about him. He just looked well put together. He had style. That being said, of course, an outfit is made up of individual pieces, and you do want the pieces to work together in harmony. But when it comes to pieces that everything is built off, shoes are a great place to start. And this is where I think it makes sense to a lot of men to spend a little bit more money to get something that can be resold, rebuilt, preferably made from leather because we've used it for thousands of years and it is tough, it's durable, and it also can look beautiful, and you've got lots of options. Now, as a lot of you guys know, broguing comes from Scotland and Ireland. The idea was this was farmer wear. The holes in the shoes allowed for moisture to escape whenever people were walking through marshes. Now, when it comes to brogues, you're going to see all types. You're going to see quarter brogues, semi-brogues, long wing brogues, full brogues, also known as wingtips. In general, the more broguing you see on a pair of shoes, the more casual it's going to make it, but that's degrees because we're talking dress shoes here. But understand, if it's a full brogue shoe, it's not going to be as dressy as a quarter brogue, all other things being equal. But besides the broguing, what I find interesting about these boots is also the use of different textures. Notice right here, we've got a pebble type leather texture. This again is going to make the shoe a little bit more casual, but it's going to do a good job of hiding creases as the boots are worn more and more. Another small detail, and this one's a little bit harder to see, but you notice how in the finish, we've got different colors in the leather. You can see something similar in these loafers right here. And I have to say that I absolutely love it when a shoemaker plays around with different colors, different materials, different textures. In fact, as you can see in this pair right here, we have the shoemaker, they played around with different materials. We've got suede mixed in with leather, that blue suede, it looks really good. And of course, let's not forget about suede. Texture. The look of suede really sets it apart. Now, you don't need to go with a light color like this. There are all types of darker suedes out there if that's your thing, but that right there, just simply from a distance, they look plain, they look simple. You get up close, all of a sudden people see the texture, they notice that there's something different about these boots, and this ups your game, again, draws in compliments. Next up, let's talk about unique styles. Styles that really set you apart but have history. So right here, this is a shawl collar. Some of you guys may be wondering, oh, it looks a little bit feminine. I've never seen anything like this. It actually was started with men, goes back to the Victorian era. Nowadays, the two most common places we're going to see the use of the shawl look are going to be in sweaters and jackets. So sweaters like this, it's going to be on the collar. It's going to be framing the face. I think it's actually a good, comfortable look. A lot of guys, they're not used to wearing something like this. But again, if you know the history, all of a sudden you realize, hey, guys have been pulling this off for hundreds of years. It's not going to go out of style. And I'm going to wear something that is going to get me compliments. People are going to think it looks amazing. And where could you actually wear this? In jackets, the other place, tuxedo. So if you are going to go black tie, you can still today get a shawl lapel. It's perfectly fine, just as formal as peak lapels on your black tie. By the way, you should never wear notch lapels on a black tie outfit, but shawl or point. You would want to go point if you're going to get a double-breasted jacket, but that is another point, which, yeah, I won't get into in this video. Now, I mentioned texture and suede a little bit earlier. Both of these are jackets I have worn in videos in the past, and I'll tell you, if you've got a piece of outerwear and you spend a little bit more money, you spend a little bit on something that fits you, that complements your build. I'll tell you, when you have a jacket like this that is made from a unique material, maybe in a unique color, all of a sudden everyone is going to think you look amazing, not only because you stand out, but because you have the confidence to pull it off. All right, gents, so what video to watch next? Well, boom, I got you covered with this one right here. Oh yeah, check it out. Boom, right there. Click it. Come on, click. I mean,